I have been experiencing such bizarre synchronicities. It's truly making my head spin. And I can't tell if it's legitimate experiences, if it's entities fucking with me, if it's things from outside trying to put together things for me in these really abstract ways. I don't know, but this thing that happened today totally 100% solidifies that this world is not real, as in the way that we've been taught to view this world. And I've always known this. I've been talking about this, for this whole channel, basically. But today, and I've had other many experiences that led me to believe that, but here's another one that happened today that I will explain. I've been experiencing just heavy synchronistic activity, especially ever since my father passed away, relating to him and other things. And I'm just going to backtrack a little bit. The other day, I was experiencing all these heavy synchronicities that deal with my father. And I'm driving. I see this number 2. And that's what my dad would always say to me since I was the second born, that I'm number 2. And I was number 2 that was going to carry his message to other people. So I noticed this number 2, and I drove up to it, and directly across the street from this number 2 that's spray painted, directly across the street, it says no loosh. And I'm like, what? And I'm guessing this is the same guy that wrote, "This is a simulation." That before in the videos that I made, I can't even speak right because this is making me nervous. I'll let you know why here in a little bit. But I find that there's no loosh. And then I look a little bit further down the street, and it says war. What does it say? I took pictures. I'll upload them on this video when I edit them. So it says, sim, no loosh, and war. And then this simulation sucks. It's in the same graffiti handwriting, I guess you want to say, as the first one that I uploaded. And I've always wanted to know if this is a real person or not. Is this just a manifestation of the Matrix? Or is this some, quote, real guy that I can actually talk to and meet? And today, I'm listening to simulation videos, going deep into it. I don't know what I actually believe or not, but it's very interesting to me. And I know this world isn't real. So I'm just gathering information from people who don't even know anything about the things that we talk about. And I decide to make a list. I'm gonna start making a list of all the synchronistic things that happen to me on a daily basis, because it's a lot and I want to keep track of it. So I'm driving after work this morning, and I get behind this car and I'm thinking about these things, making a list, and the car is AII-Xing. I'm like, oh, AII-Xing. And then right after I see this, I drive past these carolers right next to it that are singing, "Sleep in heavenly peace." And I'm connecting the two. I'm like, okay, so we're asleep in the real world. And we're going. And I see a 117, which is a number I see all the time. What else? I took some pictures. And then right after that, I see Get Twisted on the ground. It's a pretzel wrapper trash, but it's clear as day. It says Get Twisted. So I got twisted up. I know it sounds crazy, but just hear me out. And then, mind you, I was really wanting to meet the simulation guy. So I'm driving. I decide to go a completely different way that I normally go. And so I drive across town, which is like 7 minutes. And I turn down this random street. And I drive up to the stop sign. And guess what I found? I found this simulation sucks. With a phone number to this guy. I drive directly to it and it catches me off guard and by surprise. It like shakes me up. It makes me nervous. Like, oh my God. So of course, I text the guy or girl or entity or whatever. And I don't know if this is a sane individual. I don't know if this is a really paranoid, I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. I text them anyways. And I say, I kind of keep it simple because I want to gauge if this is a crazy person who just happened upon this knowledge, or if this is a safe, sane individual that I can actually talk to. So I text him and I say, I can't believe I finally found you. I've been seeing this is a simulation tag all around town. How I happened upon them is very synchronistic. I've been wondering who you were and how I could find you. And as I was typing this, church bells start going off right next to me. And I realize I'm next to this old-fashioned church. And they just start going off. And it makes me a little like, oh God, this is a simulation. I know it sounds crazy, but... And then I say, fast forward to today, I've been experiencing more synchronicities. I decide to drive and look for more, and I turn right down the street with your phone number on it. My name is Joshua. So I sent him that text, her, it, whatever it is. And I haven't got a response yet. So I'm a little nervous about possibly meeting this person. But I'm going to share what happens when it happens. If it happens. They may never text back. And if they don't text back, maybe I'll call them a week from now. But I'm really interested in knowing who this is, especially because of all the synchronistic events that led up to this. And I'm really exhausted and tired from this life. And this is kind of energizing me. And I know I don't want to be battery, but I'm just tired of being so negative. And I know this life is negative. And I've been processing this within myself for this maybe past month is, man, I don't want to be negative and miserable and come on here and just talk about negative and miserable things, hopeless things, just repeating the same things over and over. And it's good to get that out. And a lot of times it feels good because we keep that inside. At least I do. And it's just it helps me release it, and other people, they relate to it and they don't feel so alone. And I get all that. And I'm not saying that doing that is bad or you shouldn't do that. But for me personally, I know that I have to transition out of that mindset. And that doesn't mean this life is going to change. It's still going to be miserable. It's still going to be negative because this is basically a false realm. that we inhabit now or imprisoned. And it gets us to gaslight ourselves into thinking this is all we are. And to agree with the programming inside of us to keep beating us down. And this life is such a miserable, just piece of shit, basically. But I don't have to keep focusing on that. But what else are you going to focus on? Exactly. I've come to realize, and I've known this, but especially going through this now, that it wants to keep me in that state. It wants to keep me in that negative state. It wants to keep me in that all-consuming just darkness. I don't have any motivation to do anything in this life, honestly, because I know it's not just that it's false. It's wrong. And that's what wants me to give up everything. Oh, this whole life is wrong. I'm in prison against my will. I've been dumbed down, beaten, traumatized. And because of the lesser mind, so to say, I keep going in these loops of bad behavior, bad character defects. I'm always messing up. And sometimes that makes me lash out at people, including myself. And I can never get it right. I'm never good enough. But it's because that's my spirit knows that. It's hard to explain, but this is all wrong, basically. And this is not who I am. So I want to put my energy and focus on things that are going to uplift me and get me the hell out of here, basically. And there's a time to be negative. There's a time to cry and moan and bitch. And there's a time to take action. But there's nothing I can really do to change the world. But I can change my mindset, my perception. I've always imagined this. Like, I'm in a prison. I'm enslaved. I can just bitch and moan the entire time I'm here. Or I can keep connecting to that realer part of me that can sing and dance, so to say, even when I'm in chains. And it's hard to do that when tragedy strikes. Yes, I know. But I hope you know what I'm trying to say here. It's hard to put into words. My spirit does not want to be smushed down into depression and misery. And that's a very sane reaction to this place. And I know, and it's necessary to feel that and to go through that. Because this is a tragedy generating machine. But I know that I can do much more than that while I'm here. And it puts me into a mindset that it helps bring out more character flaws in me, basically. It not helps me, but it kind of magnetizes me to further bad behavior, to further it's hard to say exactly. But anyways, I came on here to talk about that simulation experience. So I'll let you know what happens.